Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? Someone has an unboxing on Instagram to see the iridescent Kaweco. If you want to see some pictures there. Objectos Discreta. Someone can find it for me. We can talk about the Kuratoga dive. Yeah, looks interesting. Pens and sprinkles. Hello. Hope everyone is doing good. Big snow day here in Finland. Again, happy to see some inks today. Isn't that like Finland's national phrase? Like it's on the flag and stuff. Hey, we're Finland. Big snow day here today. Isn't that like the standard comment? Coco caught up on the VOD. Love my 5-year Hobonichi too. God. Y'all are making me do things. Y'all are making me do things. So good morning, everyone. Doing well? Just checking up on y'all's chat. So the iridescent Kaweco is now available. Interesting. I wonder if they're pre-orders. Are they pre-orders or they have them available? Happy Friday Eve. College canceled classes again. Wow, nice. Are you in Finland too? Let's talk about the Kuratoga dive. Do I have that new picture? Yeah, I'll put that new picture up here. I love ordering from Yoseka in their handwritten notes. They've asked about how I like previous purchases. What a cool personal touch I've never seen done before. They do a really good job. Pen fam. Big snow day in Missouri. It's gonna be 77 here today. I'm in shorts for sure. So yeah, sorry. RIP to y'all. Emilio Braga, our onion skin journal for a currently inked notebook. Onion skin, because I think the Braga is going to soak up a lot of the ink character, right? And that paper reasonably absorbent. The onion skin's thin and has a lot of ghosting, but I think the Braga is a good paper. I just don't know. Are you going to get? Are you worried about really excellent ink representation? So we had snow yesterday. Dog was just barking at shovelers. Hydrate, posture check. My posture's good. My feet are flat on the ground. I'm straight up. Southern Finland doesn't get much snow anymore. Here in the east, it's winter wonderland, usually nice. Quite a few places do the handwritten notes. Yeah, they definitely do. I was excited it warmed up to 13. Good grief. 60 yesterday, 4 tonight. See, we're not going to get below like 50 this weekend. Ordered mine from the Pen Chalet with the Pen Addict podcast discount. Yes, that really helps y'all. Like no joke. Like anytime you like click through anyone's ads or use their codes, like the retailers see and the sponsors see, it's really good. I'm finally back to a state at work that I can catch a stream. Stupid work getting in the way. Ink representation is a big part of it. Also just cataloging. Yeah, I need to test out the Braga more. Who's done a test? Tony might have done a test. I know he's been out for a while. I just like I would be. That's my initial thought. Put it that way. Oh, and I did get your email, Bork. I haven't sent you the invite yet. I'm terrible at email, so I will get to it. I promise. 15 NJ, 2 days after being in the teens. Yeah, we are in a weather situation. So did y'all want to see the Kuratoga? So I thought we talked about this the other day. I know we talked about it, but I don't know if we saw pictures. I was just commenting on this display. Good morning, Jesse. Are you going to the pen show this weekend? I wish I was going to be there. It's so not on my radar. Like I'm way out of the loop on pen shows right now. What's your opinions on ballpoints? I love ballpoints. My favorite's the Uniball Jetstream, but I use everything down to the Big Crystal. Like generic ballpoints are bad, but like you can get some good quality ballpoints like the Uniball Jetstream and the Pilot Acroball. That's 1 and 2. Should I go to the LA Pen Show? I was really excited, but now I know they aren't requiring vaccines or masks. I mean, I think we're still in a pretty decent risk situation, but everyone has to take their own situations into account. Let's see if I can get this bigger. I don't know that I can get it bigger. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger. So, yeah, this is like the pre-setup of the display, right? All the packaging is going to be in in the side. But I'm just impressed at like how large the display is. The display is. Hey, Jasmine Marie. So it's gonna be a capped model Kurutoga with a deep sleeving posting, right? So the like you can see up here, maybe barely. So it's gonna sleeve deeply onto the back end of the barrel. I still want to see. They have not shown a picture of an eraser. Not that I actually care, but I want them to show it in the picture if it has an eraser or not. Because I don't know if it's going to be in the bottom posting here where you're going to have it covered, or if it's on the top and it's unscrewed here, because that which is what should be posted. The cap part would be smarter, but we'll see. I think there's some other pictures here. So this is someone I follow on Twitter just because they show things like that. All right, who knows what we're going to see here. Let me see if they had other pictures. And, of course, Twitter's not going to let me find them. All right, here's the packaging. The packaging is kind of a letdown after that display. Right? Let me get this out of the chat window. So the packaging is kind of a bummer. Like, that display is like space age. Chuckle Stuff, 10 months of subbing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Has anyone done Auto LED Advance before this? If they have, they didn't do it to where it worked, right? Who knows if they're selling it in the US? I mean, those aren't questions we know until they show up. Until we see some retailer doing pre-sales, we won't know. This looks like a pretty big launch. I would wager, if I'm betting money, I'm betting it comes to the US market. Oh, this was some person's shopping. They were shopping yesterday and they bought it. So this was a clear custom 74, which is the piston filling one, which is great. Red Rasmus Music, thank you for the follow. Rattler Jen, enjoy your lurk. This is the Kurutoga Dive. So you can ignore the pilot box. This is just this person's shopping results. So, yeah, other pencils have different lead protection mechanisms. Not many have the rotating, keep it always sharp mechanism, right? So there's two different types of mechanisms. There's an auto advance lead mechanism, and then there's like a rotate mechanism. And I think the Kurutoga is kind of the only one that really gets the rotation done well. Let's see if there's any more pictures. I don't think there are. So yeah, this was just them shopping. Oh yeah, that's their Atoya haul. So this is just someone I've followed on Twitter for a while. It's one of my mechanical pencil friends on Twitter followed this person, and I saw they posted a bunch. So I started following them, and that's what you get sometimes. You get an Atoya shopping trip. So pretty cool. So yeah, that was that from yesterday. I think it. I mean, I know it's going to do well. Hopefully it comes to the US. I would bet all of my space credits it comes to the US. So a lot of companies have done auto advanced lead, not rotation. Yeah. Best auto LED advance is the Faber-Castell Matic. I don't know that I've reviewed one of those. Maybe 47 USD. Wow, that's a lot. 5,500 yen. I didn't even look at that. That wasn't even on my radar to look at the price because I thought it would be like $25, $24.95. I mean, I'm clearly getting one, but now we're having a different story, right? Interesting. Very interesting, chat. All right, today we're going to play around with the Kakimori nib, the stainless steel nib. Auto advance and rotate is something I'm afraid to get because I'm pretty sure I'll need it. Did Kurutoga do one that was kind of like I don't know, maybe not. Late notification. We haven't had many Twitch notification complaints recently. That's like the old Twitch, so who knows. who knows? Although a lot of my things are broken these days, right? I never checked my commands for the shout outs. Swink182, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Just rotation, yeah. I mean, I don't know that it would work otherwise, right? You're getting a complex mechanism in there. Still haven't received my notification. That's funny. I know people got him on Tuesday when I went early. So I had to go back to normal today. All right, let's see here. All right. Let me mess around and show you all what we're going to do today. Wrong button. All right. Make a little room. So we have the Kakimori steel dip nib. This is the stainless steel dip nib. This is the one I've been wanting for a while. It's like a $50 dip nib, but if you followed on here for any length of time, you'll know I'm a little bit frustrated with my glass dip nib pen. Like, it's fine. It's not really what I want to. What about jamming the Kuratoga innards into a spoke pencil body? They're not really removable in that way, which is why we use Pentel innards for that. But I mean, it would be amazing. It would be a pencil probably like this wide. That's why they made the Kuratoga sleeve, you know, to put over the standard Kuratoga. You can get like a aluminum barrel Kuratoga to sleeve over that. But yeah, they're not really, they're not a single unit removable type of situation. And then it would probably be a pretty rough looking product, even if so. Pentel Carry set the bar on cap mechanical pencils. Yeah, we mess around with that, and that's like not something we can really solve right now. So this is the stainless steel Kakimori nib, and we're gonna test it out. We're gonna see how it does with. It's a pretty sharp point, so that's good. But it should give me a good line variation with the slope there of the tip. And I'm also going to test these inks out with my drill log, just to see which inks work well with the drill log. Since I had I bought a batch of various inks out, and I haven't done my drill log testing that I keep saying I'm going to do. Hey, Toasty Treat. So I'm going to take this opportunity to test a bunch of different ink types to see which ones I can confidently use the drill log with. So, testing paper, I'm going to use plotter paper today. Since I'm not really doing ink testing, right? Like we're not super concerned about ink properties and stuff. I know the ink's going to look amazing on here, but I'm not worried about testing it on bank paper, on Clairefontaine, on Tomoe River, all those things. I just want like a good quality pad of paper to test on. And for inks, I bought a range in here today, and we can do some more if we have questions as we go. Pumpkin Tim, thank you for the follow. So, Papier Plume Oyster. This is my favorite gray ink, so we'll test that out. It's got good shading, but it's a standard ink. Then we have a pigmented ink, the Kala Joy. This is the Tribute to Neon series. So I tried to get different specifications of inks. So standard, normal inks. And we got a couple of these. Tribute to Neon is a pigmented ink. So we'll test that with this nib. Both of these nibs. Edelstein Tanzanite. It's a basic ink, but it's got good shading and sheen. So we want to see how this works with these nibs. Sailor Manyo Yomogi, which is a bright blue with good good character in it. So we want to see how that goes. And I tried to do some different colors too, but you know, it's hard for me to not pull blues. Then we have an Iron Gall ink. We'll do Forest Black. See how this performs with these nibs. Then we have the very shading Venta Armada, which always pops off in these tests. This ink, it's harder to use in a nib than it is on these broader ink tests. It's such a good ink, but it's a little light in my extra fine pens, but it always looks amazing on the page. And then we're gonna do we'll do a shimmer ink. We'll do the Monarcha Ray Jaguar, which is a gold shimmer. For all the 5-year Hobonichi, here's how I'm using mine. Okay, I need y'all to click on that, and I'll look at that later. So we have a shimmer, we have a pigment, we have an iron gall, we have some shaders and sheeners. So we'll just kind of test out how all this stuff goes. All right. I am going to put in this just to see like what the scratchiness of the nib is like here. So let's make a little room. Let's do a what do I want to do as kind of a basis? Let me do the oyster gray kind of as a basis. And we're gonna go ahead and lose the cover here. This is not a notebook. If you're not familiar with Plotter, these are inserts that are made to be removable. So we're just gonna chuck the cover because it's just gonna get in the way. So these are designed to, like, I might save these pages and clip them into my plotter when I'm done here. I have 2 salsa bowls full of water here. So we'll have a dirty bowl and a clean bowl. We'll clean the nibs before swapping inks. And yeah, all right, let's test some of these out. All right, let's do this Papier Plume Oyster. Oh, there's definitely baking Twitch. I've definitely watched some Stationary Brew team members do cooking. Hey, Brad, there's still notebooks available for knock. The green ones are sold out. The black ones might be available. I'll have to check. If not, you can email me. I might have some black. I'm not done shipping yet. I still have like 200 orders left to go, and then I'll see. Are these sheets meant to be folded before putting in the planner? Yeah. So they actually have markers here, which you can probably barely see. So it'll basically be something along these lines, right? Maybe not quite that much. So we'll have like if I would follow the lines, it would show me how to do it. But yeah. So there's a couple different ways to fold them. But yep, they do that. All right. Where do I want to put this? Got the pencil case to give to my son when he's a little older and won't lose or destroy it. That's awesome. I love that stinking pencil case. All right, so I'm not worried about being like doing any ink swabs or testing. I'm more concerned about how the nib works with various inks. So first dip of the Kakimori, yeah. So I haven't done any cleaning, any washing. This is straight out the box. Should I wash it before? Like, I haven't even dipped it in water and wiped it off. Maybe I should do that just because I'm weird that way. Thank you. Well-appointed desk said their paper is good for fountain pens, but not for other types of pens. I think it's good for pretty much all types of pens. I've done some testing. I did a review on the blog, so you can see I did a bunch of ink testing there. So this is Papier Plume Oyster. And I just dipped it in. Someone was saying yesterday to hold the nib in the ink for a couple of seconds just to keep it in the channels. But that was just like a quick dip and remove, and it looks like it's in the channels pretty well. So I'm just writing on the side a little bit, and then I can do it more pointy. It really puts down a lot of ink. So the up angle, right, the more pointed angle, is smoother than my glass dip nib. That's one of the things I wanted to test. So the writing angle is pretty good. The side angle, the flatter angle, is definitely wider. Let's see. So if I did a bunch of thin lines, if I turn it to the side, will I get a wider line still? Yeah, that's pretty convenient, right? So I've done that line, and I can do this line. Then I can probably really spread it out like a marker type writing. And then we can do fine. And it's holding a bunch of ink. So this is pretty impressive so far. It's yeah, the glass nib is a little bit scratchy. Like when I do the glass nib like this, try to do like a pooling type of line, I always get like extra scratch in the middle of the line. Do you give lessons? I don't, but we can talk through lots of things. You have a glass pen and no idea how to use it? Yeah, so this is the same theory here, right? So your glass nib, I'll show you real quick. We won't do a whole thing on this. But your glass nib, just like this nib, has grooves in it, right? And you have to find an ink that's going to stick in those grooves, so you have to not dip constantly, right? You just want to be able to like dip in and then write a good amount of words, and that's how the ink will kind of spiral down this nib and down the channels of this steel nib. So I just picked that up for what, 30 seconds or so, taking it right back down. This is really, I don't want to stop writing, but I don't really have anything to write. Hodl, ink hodl. Yes, please send that temporarily, or I just tried to write the black smudge on your blotter paper off. Yeah. So let's see, we can still go. So can I write? How far can I write? So the fine writing's smoother than my glass nib. I'm back. What's this and the cost? It's a stainless steel Kakimori dip nib, and it's $50. It is not cheap. But all I've been doing is running my mouth, and the ink just keeps coming. Toasty Treat was my alert for this one. The last time, they sell out of them pretty quickly. So there's a brass version and a stainless version. I wanted the stainless. Look, I haven't dipped it again, and like the ink is not stopping. Way cheaper than the drill log. Way different than the drill log. And way more consistent than the drill log. Again, the drill log, you got to think of the drill log is like the technical pen of dip nib pens. This is more like a better glass dip nib pen. All right, I'm gonna just have to stop writing so I can test other things. I don't know what to say other than this is just, it is really holding a lot of ink. That is nonstop, y'all. That is nonstop. Yeah, so this is just a Tachikawa nib holder, and it just slid right in. Bloop. Just like the comic nib holders that you can get, or the other dip nib holders, it should fit in that. It does not want to run out of ink whatsoever. I might actually have something now that I'll do a consistent pen that I'll do ink reviews with, because I can do so many different lines. Michael West, thank you for the sub. Appreciate you. Hey, just for the record, I haven't re-dipped this. And it's like when I do these little blocks, it's actually pooling. Like that's how much ink's still on here. Oh, 4A, 10 months. You got a notification? That seems to be rare today. Maybe a late notification. Like, I guess I'm going to stop here. Like, I don't know what to do. It won't run out. It will not run out. So we'll test this against the drill log, which it's like, again, not a fair comparison, but I'm more testing the drill log ink. If this ink works with the drill log. And after this performance, I will be disappointed if the drill log doesn't handle this papier plume. All right, we're just going to go with infinite ink capacity between dips. Is there a short card hidden in there, right? So let's see if I can get it in here where we can see the grooves. It's not going to want to. So you can see it's gone down the grooves as we've gone, but there's still plenty left. Right, you get a good visual. And even when I pick it up, the ink stays at the tip, right? It's just going to keep on going. All right. We're going to wash this real quick. All right, I just want to see this real quick. So that's just a water swirl. I just swirled it in the water. We'll see how all these do. So that's pretty clean. And then I'm going to put it in the clean. It should keep up fine for fast writing. We'll test out some more. This nib could write a full page. Rich Sticks, 30 months of subbing. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Your Jodo shipped yesterday, by the way. Probably didn't get a notification. Those notifications don't work when I create the orders. All right, so I think we're good. No, y'all can't see that. There's like a little dot there. I don't know if that's part of the nib or part of the ink. Well, these channels are pretty deep. Once I stuck my fingernail in there, they're pretty deep. Marco, 13 months of subbing. Good morning. How are you? Yeah, these ink channels are pretty deep. So I would definitely, if you're storing this, I would probably run my fingers through the channels. They're deeper than they look. All right, so this is the drill log nib, which is just more, it's more has like a writing tip on it, if you're not familiar with it. So it's a very pointy writing tip. Rich Sticks with the bits. Today, the day I get 500 gifted subs. Dang, how much is it at? All right, so papier plume oyster drill log. So it attaches there in the grooves. And see, it doesn't start right up. That's what bugs me sometimes. So this is like a micro tip dip nib. Really kind of more for writing. It's definitely pretty inconsistent. It's not really flowing like I would hope. I'm just going to see how long I can go. I mean, it's pretty inconsistent. Like, I wouldn't rate this very highly for this nib. It's pretty inconsistent. I've had worse and I've had better. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's still a little bit left, but it's not flowing super, super well. All right, we'll wrap that. So that was only like a couple lines. On the drill log. So we'll see if we can find some better sticky inks for this drill log. Because not all inks are going to be good on here. So that's what I want to try to find out. Because I love writing with it. But this is all you're going to get with the drill log is this type of line. You're not going to get all these the big line variation with this nib. You're just going to get like the writing. All right, let's watch that one. That was mediocre at best. I would expect to write a lot more with that on a good ink. Oh, in comparison to the Kakimori, it looks like it's running out of ink. Yeah. The Kakimori held a ton more ink. All right. Let's do the Pigmented Ink and see what's next. Yeah, like that's what the drill log is going to do is just the fine lines, not any like swab type stuff. I'd like to use it just for writing, where I like to use the Kakimori for writing and ink testing. All right, so this is the Kala Neon. Oh, did I miss some? Anonymous Cheer, 1 bit. Kifsey with the follow. M Chad with the follow. Schmevelin with the gifted sub. Poor Penman with 100 bits. Sorry, I was head down there. Thank you all. Just putting some space in there. All right, I'm gonna shake this up a little bit. So this is the Kala Neon Joy ink, so the orange one. So we'll do the Kakimori again. Good morning, MChav. So yeah, this is like a neon. So this is a pigmented ink where like just the oyster is just like a standard water-based traditional fountain pen ink. This one has pigment in it, so it's a more permanent ink. Let's see how this goes. So you can see the color on there. How cool is that? That's pretty sick. How does the feel of the nib compare to the drill log? I mean, it's hard to compare anything to the drill log because the tip's so fine. You can't get quite as fine a line with this, but you can get that's like a 0.5 millimeter line, where the drill log's more like a 0.3 millimeter. Wow, this is just like flooding onto the page sideways. This is a great ink testing pen. Yeah, this is super wet on this one. but it's great. It's like mega flow. I just don't, this one probably won't last as long as the Papier Plume, but it's flowing much, much heavier. Yeah, the fine lines are great. This nib holds so much ink. It really puts the drill log to shame in that aspect. Like, I expected this to run out already, and it's not gonna. I just drew an elephant Pegasus. I don't even know what that is. Looks like nacho cheese. I still don't know what bits are at this point. I'm too afraid to ask. It's just like a little tip thing. This is awesome. You can go fast. Who was asking about riding fast with this? It totally keeps up. I don't think I could do this with the drill log. We're about to find out. It's just kind of endless. You can catch an edge if you do too low of an angle, but otherwise it's good. All right, so this one's starting to run down, which you can see. Molly with the gifted sub. I have the drill log at this point. I'm hoping to find a good use case for it. Yeah, I'm trying to find the inks I can use to write with it. That's what I'm going to see if I can find out today. Like Papier Plume Oyster, I don't think is it. So we'll see what this neon does. All right, so this one, just like I thought, you could see it on the nib when I dipped it. It didn't hold as much as the Oyster did. Like this one's pretty much out here. But like that's a pretty good run. Like that's a lot of ink, right? So it didn't really, you can see like down the grooves here. Let's see. So you can see how it moves though through the grooves and works that way. So yeah, it's a thicker ink. So that did great. All right, let's see here. Good. All right, looks good. We'll try the drill log. An orange like that seems dangerous. It's on Yuki Tsunoda's helmet. It's Yuki's helmet orange is what this is. All right, so it cleaned off super easily. Like this one, we'd see if there's any remnants left. Verdict on the Kakimori. It's the best dip nib pen I have. It's better than my glass dip nib pen. That's what I was hoping for. And it gives me a ton of line variation to where I could just write with it. Yeah, F1 reference. All right, so drill log on the Pigmented Ink. So there's that. We'll see if y'all can see the writing with this. Yeah, this is way better than the Papier Plume. So it likes the Pigmented Ink for sure. Yeah, this is great. Much better, much different than the Papier Plume. So what did Jacob decide we need inks with? Surface tension? And looks like this has it and is handling this much, much better. And I'm not writing slow with this at all either. And it's keeping up. And it still looks like it's got a pretty good amount in there. Oops, and then of course I stopped it. As soon as I picked it up, it stopped though. There it goes. Still only went about the same length, but was more consistent. So that flowed a much better than the Papier Plume. I wonder if this just dries out a bunch more because it's so much more narrow. All right, that was decent. Definitely better than Papier Plume. I would still like it to go longer. Yeah, the Kakimori is definitely the best dip nib that I've used so far. It's really spectacular. I'm really digging it. Are you rotating the pen as you write? Yeah. I mean, I used to do that as a habit, but I think it helps the drill log anyway. Same with the Kakimori. Problem is most inks aren't as viscous as that Kala ink. Yes. So it's more of a problem. You have to dip more often with the thinner inks. But I'm going to try to find some normal inks that work good with the drill log because I want to start writing with it. But I got to figure out what those inks are. Dip nib sounds like something you'd hear kids calling on the playground. Just our playground. Just the fountain pen playground. I wonder how much different the brass Kakimori would be. Does anyone have the brass one? Can you tell whether an ink is pigmented by just looking at it in the bottle? I mean, the Kala ones you can because they're more of a milky consistency. But I mean, you'd always want to read the paperwork, right? You want to know going in. Yeah, it's going to be marked as such. You will know if your ink's pigmented by the way it feels. A few people having issue with the brass one. Yeah, like I wouldn't want a dip nib that changed properties like that. Like brass is designed to be affected by the air, right? Where stainless is designed to just stay completely consistent. All right, I'm going to use up more of this page here. All right, what should we do next? Let's do Let's do this. Does Drill Log have a list? I don't think so. I want to make my own list. I just haven't done it yet. The Kalo really didn't write that much further than the Oyster. It just felt better, right? That viscosity. All right, hang on, I'm gonna sneeze. I feel like there's another one in there. We'll just go with this though. Yeah, I was definitely only interested in the stainless. All right, so this is Forest Black. This is the Platinum Classic ink lineup. It's like an iron gall ink. It's permanent. I do like my folded nib. Like my least favorite one, to be quite honest, is the glass dip nib. Like this completely waxes the glass dip nib. Like it's not even a competition. If you tried Urban you just want me to try to say words, don't you, Beth? Real Donkra. No, I don't think I've ever seen that or heard of that one. So this is an iron gall type ink, still, water based, standard ink, but it has permanence. It's a permanent ink. So let's see if this is any different than like the Oyster. Not enough to fill a sheet of A4. Do you have shimmer in your testing? Yes. So I have the Jaguar. So we're gonna do shimmer today as well. Can you pick up a nib holder at just your average fountain pen outlet? Yes. You can get some of these are like just a few dollars, right? So it just pops right in here. So this is a little different connection than some of these. So, but it's designed to fit these very easily. Yeah, you can get cheap ones. You can buy expensive ones, but it's not worth it. Just get a cheap one. Yeah, this is a more expensive one. This one's probably like $6 or $7. But you can get like a $2 or $3 one. How should fountain pens be stored? I want to get a holder for handmade pens I get from Streamers Makers. If they're inked, you really want to store them horizontally. Is the best way to handle that. I wish those Platinum IG inks were a little cheaper. What's the price point? I got these when they first came out years ago. Like the weekend they came out, I was at the Arkansas Pen Show, and Dan Smith was there, and he had them, and I just bought all 6 colors then. Rui Donkra. I've lost any of my French that I had growing up. My pronunciation is terrible. All right. This is Platinum Forest Black. So let me this has the little cup thing in here that's kind of blocking the ink. Let me move this. I don't know. All my standard pens are vertical. That snow's getting to your head. See, all my standard pens are vertical. Fountain pens are flat. Go eat some snow. Platinum IG inks are $30. Wow. All right, so let me tip this over a little bit. 74 EF is a needle point to me. I gotta try it. Is it soft? That's the only thing I worry. No, I don't really worry about it, but. All right, so let's see here. I'm gonna dip this again, just a little more. So it holds up in the channels pretty well. I like how deep these channels are, which I didn't realize. It's stiff, huh? Okay, I will get one soon then. So this is I'm writing my name. Platinum Classic Forest Brad. I mean, I think that's a fair name for this ink. This ink is way thinner on this nib than I thought it would be. Like you can hear me on the paper a lot more, which is interesting. Is it cold where you are? No, I'm actually in shorts. It's going to be 77 today. So this is really good on the thin because it's a thin ink. I'm guessing this is going to be terrible in the drill log, but we'll find out together. This is my least favorite so far. It's just really, really thin. Oyster gray is my favorite gray by a wide margin. Does it affect the ink? Only in shipping. Like, I mean, it doesn't affect the ink because I'm in a climate controlled room, right? Like if I was outside in, 20-degree weather, yeah, it's going to affect the ink. But I mean, not a lot of us are using it outside. It affects the shipping of the ink more. And like, yeah, I think most people would recommend not to ship during the cold seasons where you live. So this is okay. Like I'd be fine with this for testing. I think it's just got this thin feel to it, and the nib that makes the nib feel sharper, if that makes sense. Like the flow it's fine. Like if I wanted to write with this one, if I was just like writing a book or something, or writing in my journal, I should say, like I'm going to write a book, I think it would do well. I bet this doesn't work at all in the drill log, based on just the feel of this. Coconut Shay, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Like, it's fine. It's fine. Like, I'm going to just go ahead and stop this one because I don't really love it. It's not running out, though, so that's good. Like, the consistency's still there, but it's really only good on the fine lines for this one. The wide lines get there. It's just not enjoyable. All right. That's enough of that one. Again, all these inks are washing off well. Might need a dip nib with a lot of capacity. Yeah. Hey, Kakimori is doing really, really good for that. So Oyster Gray is by Papier Plume. Oh, I don't want to cut that yet. Mont Blanc does have I think Mont Blanc's gray is just called Oyster, or might just be Oyster Gray. And I'll show you some, I use it a lot. I'll show you some of my writing with it. It's good. I like it. Once I'm not knocking over stuff. All right, after I do this drill log test, we'll do a giveaway, and then we'll keep going and do more inks. Oh, the one thing I wanted to see. Let me finish this, and I'll show you something. I'll show you something that I think about when I do this. All right, let's see how bad this is going to be. So that's the drill log. It actually got in there better than some of these. Maybe I'm wrong. It feels okay. It hasn't really stopped yet. Looks like I was wrong about this one. I didn't think it was going to work at all. Well, I was very wrong. Shows you what I know. I'm not going to write this dry because it's just going to keep going. Looks like Platinum Classic inks might be a winner for the drill logs, which is a good, that's a good writing choice. You don't want me to stop yet? I could not have been more wrong. Yay. We have a winner. All right, I'm going to stop here. It shows no sign of stopping. And there's still a lot of ink left in the nib. It's great. That was really, really, really good. Very consistent. Never had to stop. The ink never stopped. Platinum Classic. Hopefully all the colors are that good. Seems like with the drill log, you just have to test with no works. 100%. Yeah, not every, obviously we've proven real quick, not everything's going to work with a drill log. And we've known that since the beginning. Not every ink's going to be the same. I'd take a free drill log. I wouldn't pay for one. Yeah, I get that. But why should you have to? Because it's a different type of technology. I mean, do all inks work the same in all your fountain pens? I'd argue they don't. I mean, if you're telling me all inks work the same, then I'd believe you. Maybe that's the ink Durlog used. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a valid argument whatsoever. I do wish, yeah, Toasty Treat's right. I wish Durlog would say, hey, Durlog has never been good about saying, hey, this is what works. This is what doesn't work. They just say, hey, it works. All right. Let's do, we want to do Sparkle next? Then everything else is kind of regular inks. I've skipped all the regular inks because all the interesting inks are more fun. Yeah, Durlog should do better recipe management, if you will. It would be annoying to sit down to write to discover your ink of choice writes like pants in the Durlog. Correct. But if you're here, I'd wager you use more than one ink. But I agree that if your favorite ink doesn't work, like say, hey, I want to use Pilot Oroshizuku Shinkai because it's my favorite ink and like it's pants in there, I would be disappointed for sure. All right, let's do sparklies. One of the worst things I tried in the Durlog was a Pannonia ink. I wonder if that's close, like that's a pretty standard straight up ink like the Papier Plume. I was trying to find my cotton candy to test and I couldn't find it real quick. I gotta figure out where I put it. All right, so this is Sparkle ink. It's Monarca. Ray Jaguar. So let me shake this up for a minute because it's been sitting for a while. This is a pretty heavy duty sparkle ink. I'm hoping this is good in the Kakimori. And I'll go ahead and say I was wrong about the Platinum Classic, but I don't see how this is going to work well in the Durlog at all. But we'll see. All right. Let's go. Oh, we have good sparkles. Oh no, am I going to be able to get this in here? Sunk in a ditch. I can't get this in here, y'all. Poop. I'm going to have to go get another sparkle ink. I can't fit this in the bottle. Maybe we can just be careful. We'll just be careful. All right, because I want to use this ink. It's a great color. So we'll just try to do it like this. Boo. Boo Monarca bottle design for dip nibs. All right, we'll see. We'll see what we get here. So I just kind of dipped it over and could get in what I could get in. We'll have to clean the nib holder after this. After that attempt. Seems to be holding the ink pretty well. Feels a little thin, but we'll see what the end results are like here in a second. What would be nice if you can see the shimmer and the thin lines. Did you not get the shimmer one in your big order, Schmevelin? This ink feels really good in the nib. Like it feels like it's like, you know, when you have the metal on metal. I mean the metal nib and the water-based inks. Like I thought the Platinum Classic didn't feel as good as this. It felt thinner, right? This feels like normal, more like the Papier Plume Oyster. Like it feels like it's got enough lubrication. So we'll see what the shimmer is gonna look like. It's even though, you know, I could only get like half the dip nib in here, it's got a lot of ink left to give here. All right. We'll, yeah, shimmer's working good. I'll show you all in just a second. All right. Let me do this. I meant to do a giveaway. Let's do a giveaway real quick while I let that dry, and then we'll do the drill log test in that. I meant to do a giveaway before I did this ink, but I was so excited to try this ink because it's a really neat color. All right. Comes off of there real easy. I want to pull the nib on this one, though. Ooh. Don't I wish that I had the drill log palette now? I do have the drill log palette, and it's terrible. I hate the drill log palette. It's too shallow. The drill log palette's kind of only good as like a paper holder. Like a paperweight. Yeah, it should have been way deeper. I don't understand the drill log palette. All right. So this is actually a little bit harder to clean. I am still getting some of the ink in the grooves here, so I'm going to dry it a little bit more. Then we'll do a giveaway, then we'll keep going. Yeah, I was definitely not ordering the palette. Okay, I think that's good to go. All right, let's do a giveaway real quick, and then we'll get back to, we got some pretty standard inks left to test, and I got the drill log to test and the shimmer. And I'll show y'all what this looks like. So let me, oh, before I do that, while I'm thinking about it and moving this stuff around, what I wanted to show y'all, the difference, why I like the Kakimori over the glass dip nib. So, like in my lines on the glass dip nib pen, say if I was doing these kind of swatch marks, you could see me like rubbing the paper right in the center of like my lines, and you don't really get that with the Kakimori. So it doesn't tear up the paper as much as my glass dip nib. And then here's the drill log with the Platinum Classic, right? I could probably I could have kept going on that one. So that's one I'm gonna note down that is really good. And then the other two, the neon felt good, but it ran out quick and dried up quick. And the Papier Plume just didn't flow. But the Papier Plume had the most ink in the Kakimori for sure. Like that would have kept going. The Kakimori and the Papier Plume would have kept going. All right, let's do a giveaway. Let me Let me reset my desk here so I can get to my keyboard. I would like to give away some ink today, but it's still cold in parts of the U.S. I still owe O4A ink. I check every week the weather when I ship to O4A. It's like, not this week. So no ink. All right. Since we're doing fun stuff with colors, let's do this. Monarcha inks. I'll do another giveaway with that. I have more to give away. They're in the other room, so I don't know what colors I have left. But once the weather gets better, we'll do some more. Let's give away this 45th anniversary Pentel set of the Pentel sign pens. So I use this set for review. I got it from Present and Correct. I ordered from them in the UK. I love these markers. I just never really use them. But since we're playing with color today, so these are these great kind of old school plastic tip markers in kind of the old school barrel shape. So there's red, orange, blue, green, brown, black, and purple. And it's a really exceptional set. Only 13 in Alberta tonight? Yeah, we'll ship all the inks. So yeah, these are great. This is a really, really fun set. So let's give them away. Let's see here. Stereo Sound, 20 months of subbing. Thank you so much. It's a great time to ship Bay State Blue to your enemies. Oof. All right, let's do this giveaway. So to enter the giveaway, you just type !raffle. And anyone can win. You don't have to be a follower, a subscriber. You just have to say, if you win, you have to be present to win, right? You have to reply to your win. And you have to email me your shipping address. So those are the deals. People who won this week, Tuesday and Thursday, I shipped your stuff yesterday. All right, let me get ramen notes ready and washi ready. What are you talking about, Toasty Treat? The Halo? Watery nail polish. We're almost done with this washi tape. Dominant hologram. I call it Halo. Hologram. Yeah. Gotcha. I sent Kimberly our samples. I don't know if she's going to do anything with them, which if they suck, they may not. Yeah, the Holo ink, that's what got us all attracted to the dominant stuff in the beginning. And that's a tough one. All right. When we're done with this, we're going to dip the drill log in the shimmer. We're going to look at the shimmer on the Kakimori, though, first. LA Pen Show this weekend. Anyone going? Yeah, there's definitely a couple people in here mentioned they were going. All right, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Let's pick a winner, then keep working. Shoe Bamboo. Shoe Bamboo, have you won before? First time? Second time? Platinum Preppy. 100% of the time, it works every time. Shoe Bamboo. Shoe Bamboo. Congratulations. This is a really cool set of pens. Like, this is one of those sets of pens, like, I should just keep, but I don't use it, so it should go to someone else that will maybe use it. Shoe Bamboo, are you present? Are you present to win? Let's go. First time. First time. All right, you got to email me, hello@penaddict.com. hello@penaddict.com. You are the winner. All right, let's look at the shimmer, and then we'll drill log the shimmer. And I will assume that the drill log is not going to work on the shimmer, but I've been proven wrong already once today, so we'll see. All right, so let me show you all the results here, because they're pretty impressive. So this is the Ray Jaguar Monarca Shimmer Ink with the Kakimori drip nib. So you can see, hopefully in your screens, the shimmer hitting pretty well on the heavy inks. Not as much on the lines and writing. Let me see if I can see it. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely in there. Oh yeah, it's definitely in here. Yeah, like those cross hatchings, you can see it there. So yeah, it did good. It did well in the Kakimori. All right, let's see on the drill log how it does. Just like last time, I'm gonna vote. Probably not, but we'll see. And at least this nib and holder will fit into this bottle. Maybe. Yep. All right. So there's the drill log with the Kakimori. The drill log with the Monarca, Ray Jaguar. I'm not going to go as long as before. It's doing really well. This will give me some ideas of which ones to test further. And see how long we can really write with some of these. And then we'll look at, does the shimmer transfer in this fine nib? It looks like it does. It's flowing better than I thought. Like, I would put this on the list for further testing. Unlike the Papier Plume Moisture and the Neon, pass. Classic and Monarca shimmer, so far so good. I say I'm not going to write long, but I keep wanting to go and see how long it's going to keep going. It is getting a little bit thinner, I think. All right, we'll leave it there. Not bad. The classic feels better, right, for longer writing. The drill log did pretty good, better than I thought, and it's definitely got some inks in there still, so that's okay. Better than the first two, that's for sure. Not bad. Does it feel like you have to place your hands higher on the pen than normal with these dip pens? Sometimes, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the nibs are a little bit longer, right, than a traditional pen. But I don't notice. I'm a low gripper. And it doesn't bother me, especially just because you're using these for different purposes generally, right? Like the dip nibs, like the drill log, you do kind of like to have the little bit lower grip because it's more of a writing pen. But yeah, it hasn't bothered me so far, even though you do have to grip it a little bit higher. Maybe it needed a warm-up period. Yeah, maybe. Okay. All right, let me put that one up, and then let's do Yomogi next. All right. Brad, did you see the Platinum Meteor Pokemon pins? No, I did not. You have to send me that link. Sorry, I missed the chat when I'm looking down at the page. All right, this is the Sailor Manyo Yomogi. Just a very standard Sailor ink formulation. Basic water dye-based ink. Like the Papier Plume Oyster, right? Like these last three inks I'm going to test. We might just do these two. We might not even need to bother with the Tanzanite. Okay, I will pull that up when I can get to everything again. Similar type of properties, just your standard water-based, non-waterproof, not pigmented, not iron gall, not anything type of inks, but good color, good shading. So we'll see how these do. All right, let's do Yomogi. Quick review of the Monarca. It's really, really good. I still have yet to ink up one of the other colors in the fountain pens. I really like the shimmer ink. Yeah, positive. But I really do want to get the other inks into my pens, to test, which I haven't. Did you get the C note? Yes, I did, but that might have been one of the ones I gave away. I gave away 2 of the colors, and I let people pick, and I think C note got picked. Right, it was a bright blue like this. All right. So that attach, that looks like the Papier Plume, right? It's similar water-based, dye-based ink. Looks like it got in there pretty well. Let's see what it looks like. feels really good. Yeah, this nib is just great. This is a really really good nib. I I mean, $50 is expensive, but man, I would rather have this than a glass dip nib pen any day of the week. It feels so much better to me. Especially on these standard inks. Like these standard inks they're just really good. Like the Papier Plume Oyster. Yeah, this is just great. This is the Kakimori Steel Dip Nib. I got mine at Yoseka. Some people were saying that other people have them. Did you clean the dip nib beforehand? No, I just dipped it in water and wiped it off with a paper towel. Like, this is just, like, I don't know when this is going to run out. Maybe never. Like, this is really good. Like, it just flows and flows and flows. I mean, these standard inks are great. I mean, like, I look how much ink is still left in here. This is how the Papier Plume reacted too. Just tons and tons and tons of ink. It's way more consistent than a glass dip nib pen. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's fantastic. The standouts have definitely been the standard inks. Hold it more flat to the page. Well, we finally ran it out. There you go. It's pretty good. Pretty good. You don't have to, don't buy the Kakimori holders. Buy a cheap holder. Yeah, I mean, that's what I want from my dip nib pens. Like when I'm testing inks, right? I'm doing ink samples, ink swabs, even writing. I would rather use the drill log if I'm like writing in my journal or something like that, but for just like test writing and stuff. This is great. Really, really, really great. See ya. Wife's going to work. Sorry. Yeah, great line variation. What's the craziest dip nib holder out there? Chaos. I mean, there's a guy on Instagram that does some really wild glass nibs. I guess they aren't holders though. But I wonder if he could make a holder the way he's like a glass blower. So yeah, cleans up good. Cleans up good. All right, drill log. You know your job. Are you up to the task? If it's anything like... So this was as good as the papier plume in the Kakimori, which based on that, it should be terrible in this nib. I like my Kakimori even more because I've already broken 2 glass dip nibs. Happens, yeah. But this is exactly the ink I would want to work in here. But will it? See, it's doing exactly like the papier plume. Yep, see? This is just like the papier plume on both accounts. It's inconsistent. Like when it writes wet, which is good, but it stops sometimes. Maybe it's a little better than the papier plume, but it's not as good as the Platinum Classic. Yeah, there it goes. Right when I was talking nice about it, there it goes again. It's just like the papier plume, so that sucks. With all the ink held here, I would expect this to be much better, but it is not. I mean, just identical, right? Identical to how the papier plume performed, which sucks. I hate that. Yeah, it's such a cool pen, but it's so particular. God, it's particular. Like, I wouldn't recommend it to almost anyone. Like, there's not really many circumstances I'd recommend this to someone other than myself. Is the ink just sticking in the higher channels? Yeah, it seems like it's not flowing down the channels. But the Platinum Classic did. Which doesn't give me high hope for something like this Armada, which I would really want to work. But like, look at the Classic comparatively. Like, I just stopped writing with this, right? Because it was going to keep going. And like, this was frustrating, like, really quick. This was never an issue. So that's the catch here with the drill log. It is so particular. Low viscosity, high surface tension. Flows easily but sticks together. Yeah. And the problem is it's hard to know ahead of time. It's hard to answer that question ahead of time, right? That color neon hurts. It's really bright. Hey, Bruce. All right, let's try this Armada. I think it might be the thinnest ink here. Have we declared the Kakimori superior to the Drillog? No, because they're not the same pen. The Kakimori is superior to the glass dip nib pen. Like, these are, like, again, y'all want me to put these in the same category. They're not in the same category. How much longer are you streaming? I don't know. 30 minutes maybe? Like, these are completely different products. The difference is the Kakimori has a use? Probably. It has more of a use, that's for sure. So here's the Sailor. So this is a decently sheening ink, and you can see some sheen here, like up here. So yeah, if you want a pen to test inks, you don't want to buy the Drillog. But you never did. All right, let's try this Venta out. Renko Sketch, thank you for the sub. Stereo sound, did I get you? Where's my alerts? Drillog might be a great sketching pen. Yeah, I love the Drillog. I wouldn't recommend the Drillog to anybody else. I'm a Drillog customer. I also like technical pens, right? Like, the Drillog is a technical pen. A technical dip pen. All right, so this is the Venta Armada. We'll test this out. This is a good good shading ink. So let's see how this works here. But the Kakimori nib, highly recommended. Rave reviews. Very, very, very love it. Very much love it, actually, I should say. Definitely worth the $50 or that it cost. All right, so this didn't grab like the. I don't know if y'all could see if y'all been watching the whole stream. So the Sailor Manyo Yomogi and the Papier Plume attached to this nib differently than this Venta Armada did. So let's see how it goes. Wow, not well at all. This is more like the Platinum Classic, the way it feels in here. Yeah, this feels more like the Platinum Classic. So maybe it'll work with the Drillog. Like, you can see just in the first lines here how wide these initial lines are with the most ink in here, and the Venta is not like that at all. The Venta is thinner. This is definitely more along the Platinum Classic feel. Yeah, I don't like this as much in this nib. Unless you want to write fine lines. Yeah, it's really, really good. Yeah, Armada's an awesome ink. I don't know that it's doing great in this nib, though. Again, just like the Platinum Classic. These feel where the Papier Plume and the Sailor felt the same. The Platinum Classic and the Venta Armada feel the same. Really good for fine lines. It's just not a heavy ink flow like the Sailor was. And it's definitely not flowing as well. And not going to last as long, I don't think. Okay, let me try this with the drill log and see if it's more like the Platinum Classic. Is Venta good for standard fountain pens? Yeah. This is a really great ink. The colors, it's not showing the color off here. I really like this Armada. It's very, it's got a lot of different color variation, a lot of good shading in it. This just makes it look gray. X-Stitch Woman, welcome. That looks pretty clean. All right, but look at this Armada. This is really, color isn't really great. It shows off a little bit of the color. You can see some of the sheen. It's probably hard to see it in through the monitor on the stream. You're on the hunt for a good gray. I like this Papier Plume. So that's a gray ink up at the top. That's the gray I use. I'll show you my writing with this ink. I have a bunch of writing with this ink in my Hobonichi. I'll show you when I'm done. All right, let me test the drill log here. God, I can't see where I'm dipping here. All right, whoops, too far. All right. Put this cap on. Brad, I love that you try all the things, include us as your yeah, for sure. Like, this is just like my unfiltered ideas on the things as we go, which is great. This is why I like Twitch. Like, we can figure things out as we go. All right. I might have screwed this one up from the jump, hitting it with the paper towel. I don't think I hit the tip. So this one isn't working at all. So I was hoping this would be like the Platinum Classic, but this one doesn't want to flow down at all. So this is the big problem with the drill log, when you get nothing. Like, that's just embarrassing for them, right? Like, it's all in the channels. Right? It's pretty full in the channels. But you can see the tip, how there's a separation in the line. You can see where the ink stops in the tip. I don't think I hit it with the paper towel. I was just cleaning it around the edge. But you see right there and right there, there's a gap right there. So there's a gap. So you don't want this pen. You want this pen if you want a dip nib. That's frustrating. I'm going to wash this and try it again and see if I did something. If I didn't aim my paper towel right, but I don't think I did. I think it's just bad. Yeah, we normally don't do a lot of dip nibs here. But they're good for ink testing. So if I'm going to get a bunch of new inks, like, I'm going to use something like this to test them all. But mostly I do like standard pen stuff. Drill log, over-engineered and finicky, Kakimori simplistic and just works. Yes. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. The drill log is the high-tech C technical pen of the dip nibs. And the Kakimori is the Pentel Energel. Let's try this again. See if it was my mistake, which it doesn't feel like it was my mistake. Yeah. It wasn't my mistake. See, it just does not flow well. So we can scratch this off real quick. I mean, look at that. That's a fresh dip, no work. Like, I'm even trying to like prime it and get it going, and it'll just stop writing right there. See? So that's terrible. Terrible. All right, we can fire that one. We can fire that one. Since I have Edelstein here, let's go ahead and test it. I'm more curious about the drill log than anything else at this point, because I know the Kakimori is great. But let's test the, let's test the Edelstein and see how it does. The drill log looks cool. It just doesn't work a lot of the time. So you have to have a very specific reason to ever want to own a drill log, especially for the price. Like the Jaguar the best so far? The Jaguar did really, really good with the Kakimori. So did the Papier Plume and the Yomogi. No. This is the first time I've kind of sat down and tested a bunch of different inks. I've only found one I'm very happy with and one I'm moderately happy with. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 that I wouldn't use in a drill log at all. All right, let's test this Edelstein. Just since I have it, it's the last one. I want to check the, I want to test the drill log in it more than anything. I know this is going to be fine in the Kakimori. So this should have a good sheen. I haven't used this in a while. Be very, very careful. All right. So yeah, that's more like the Sailor Mano and the Papier Plume. See how it like attaches to like the high points? Unlike the Venta Armada, which did not, right? Interesting. Yeah, this feels pretty good. I'm disappointed in the Armada that it didn't do better. Armada is a great dip nib ink because it has so much shading. It did not do well on either nib. Yeah, so, I mean, Tanzanite's great in the Kakimori. Really good. All right, so we'll test out the drill log. But yeah, this is great. very much will write forever. Cool. All right, let's try the drill log, which is what I really wanted to test. All right, see you, Bruce. Yomogi's greener than I expected. It may just be the lighting. I mean, it's got a little bit of that teal kind of color, but not too bad. And plus, that's a pretty heavy application. So I think when I am done with this, I will probably like see if I need to like brush the channels here. Or at least run my fingernail and the paper towel through them. See what that's like. See how that cleans. All right, let's test this out, and then we'll do another giveaway, and we'll wrap it up. And I'll show you all the oyster I use in the in my Hobonichi. So there's that on the drill log. You can see it grabs in those channels pretty good. And to get a real test, you got to keep writing right, because it's, unless you're the Venta, which was terrible out the jump, we want to see how long it writes. So you can see the difference if you watch the Venta test, which was terrible. This is completely different, much better. This has been pretty consistent so far. This is definitely more in the platinum classic category. Maybe even a little bit wetter. I'm going to keep going with this one for a little bit, because this will be a good writing color. See you, Sarah. Corey, thank you for the follow. Grobe, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. That's so awesome. Thank you so much. That's amazing. I appreciate you so, so much. Yeah, this is great. I really, really appreciate that. Great. Is it Gray Web? Nice. You are awesome. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm focused on continuing to write with this dip. This has been spectacular. Y'all be sure to give Gray Web thanks if you got a gifted sub. Oop, Pelican Edos. All right, y'all want me to stop? This one's got no end in sight. I'm out of things to write. I'm just repeating myself. All right, this is the new #1 drill log ink. Platinum Classic is now #2. Like, this is showing no signs of slowing down. Oh, the difference an ink makes. Azula, thank you for the follow. It's a little bit. It's kind of a blue-black, but it's got a little red sheen on it. I'll show you a little bit more of a close-up in just a minute, if it ever stops writing. All right, this is definitely the winner. I know that. Now I got to see what other Edelstein inks I have, see if they work just as well. But that's 2 good series to work with, Platinum Classic and Edelstein. See if the other colors work the same. Get a little bit thinner now. I think we'll stop here. Be probably time for a new dip soon. Yep. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Kakimori is awesome. Best dip nib. Completely crushes my glass dip nib pen, which is what I wanted it to do. So yeah, it's great. Yes, this to this is all one dip. So it did really good. I've been testing the drill log side by side to see if I can find some good inks, and the Edelstein Tanzanite and the Platinum Classic Black both did a really good job. Did a really good job. The rest of them, like Venta, the drill log didn't work at all. Even the Kakimori didn't do great with the Venta Armada. But the Edelstein did great with the drill log. I'll show you the color in just a second. It's a pretty dark blue-black, yeah. But that red gives it some sheen. Sound like the drill log wants drier inks. You think, is the Tanzanite a drier ink? Classic was definitely a drier ink, right? The Platinum Classic. I don't know, the Venta's pretty dry, right? And that was the worst one by far. Leave that out. Edelstein as a whole is dry, you think? Gotcha. So there's some of the color. It does look purple on your screen. It's definitely more of a blue-black. And it's got a red sheen to it. Which dip nib performs better? Depends on what you want to do. I mean, you can't this is really compared with this, is what I wanted to do. Is this glass nib versus this Kakimori, and I like the Kakimori way better. And then this doesn't compare with these other two at all because it's such a fine and particular tip, right? So if you're just wanting a dip nib pen, you want something like this, right, to just do ink testing. So this wasn't to determine which one of these is better, because they're not used for the same thing. But I needed to find inks that work well with this for me to write with, and that's been a challenge. Like some of these inks don't work good. Like you can see in this Manyo did terrible. This Venta did terrible. But then like this Edelstein did amazing. So that's the challenge. I am still here, not for too much longer. The longer I stay here, the less shipping I do today. And I do need to do some, but we'll do a giveaway here in just a second. There's some neon for you. So yeah, the Platinum Classic wrote really good in the drill log. I still don't have my wearing wool inks. All right, let me... That was good. That was good to test. The Kakimori, awesome. Very, very happy with that. Ezra, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Do a giveaway for that Venta Oyster. I've used enough of that to where I can't give it away. Like, I'll give away inks that I've just tested in, but I've used this pretty frequently. Oh, that reminds me. I'll show you the... well, I still have this camera set. Let me see if I can find a page. Trying to find the one where I used it a lot. Give you a good idea. Well, here's the, here's a close-up. So helpful to see good drill log inks. Yeah, well, we got 2 out of 1, 2, 3. We tested 7 inks. I got 2 I would use again. but that narrows down some of the testing. So this is a really good gray. It's got some shading, a little bit of shading. Just there at the bottom. So that's my favorite gray. Yeah, so I now have 2 drill log inks, so we'll have to keep testing to figure out what else is going to be good. It's a challenge, that's for sure. Make a mess. I dropped it. All right. Let's do another giveaway. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, it's very graphite type of color. Need a drill log compatibility master list. I know. I have 2 so far. But I'm glad I have those, and that'll lead me down a path to hopefully try to figure out some more. Oh, you're welcome, Ezra. Glad you're here. Hope you like pens and pencils and paper. We did a little ink testing today. Move some of this. Now we're gonna do a giveaway. What did I give away before? Those markers. What to do, what to do. Let's do this. One of the good fountain pen field notes are these byline editions. There's me in there. So this is the reporter's notebook style. Really exceptional edition. And this was the original edition before they made the stock edition, which is front page. It's called front page. I have that in there too. So let's give away this set today. I give away pens, so we'll do a paper giveaway. This is all right. Neighbor Villain with the gifted sub. Thank you so much, Neighbor Villain. All right. Fiance gave you a set of the regular editions. They're really, really good. This is a really good field notes edition. So exclamation point raffle. Anyone can win. I'll ship anywhere in the world. All right, I'm looking around the makers and crafting. I see Celery Men working. Let's see. Got any other writers? Any other stationary streams? Based on your testing, I just tried Edison Olivine on my drill log, and it writes nice. Okay, good. I want to continue down that path. I have Topaz. All right, see you, Tess. Topaz. I'll have to see what other Edelstein I have. I don't have many. Mandarin, maybe. All right, entries have stopped. Let's give this away. And then we're going to wrap it up today, chat. Pick a winner. Buy you. Boo you. Bye, you. We gotta play some Destiny. Boo you. Boo you too. Have you won? Have you won a giveaway yet? I don't think so. First time winner, second time winner. Big week next. I have had no time to play Destiny recently, but I will hopefully. Probably like I was thinking you had won once before. Good deal. So you know to email me hello@penaddict.com. Yeah, so I want to play the Witch Queen. Next week is just a mess week for me, so I'm probably gonna be like a week behind out the gate, but it doesn't matter to me. I just don't play that much. But I play enough to where I need some things done, need some help. All right, what else do we need to talk about today, chat? Anything? Hey, we did 3 streams this week, even though one was a little bit earlier than normal. We'll be back on stream next Tuesday. No secret streams the next 4 days. I am packed full schedule-wise the next 4 days. So no sneaky streams, I don't think, coming up soon. So we'll be back streaming Tuesday. Y'all can catch me on all the socials. I'll be posting. We'll go raid Celery Min in a second. She's writing. She's back on the writing mode again today. My Kindle died yesterday, which sucks. So now I'll use the Kindle app because I'm getting ready to start my writing project back up. And I was getting my Kindle ready and it bricked yesterday. Lame. But I'll just use my iPad now. So that's actually probably easier. Bigger screen, little stand to hold it up. So we're in good shape. All right. Let's go say hey to Celery Min, who I think she schedules her stream, conveniently. I like rating Celery Min. They're awesome. Writing Lord of the Rings.